everybody, welcome back to BSG Online 4. We're almost set for the next run, but in the meantime, I would like to say real quick what we're raising money for. We are raising money for Mind, which is a Dutch nationwide organization committed to prevent mental health issues and to support everyone who is dealing with mental issues themselves or within their families. All of your donations during this event will go to Mind. And with that being said, we are ready to start the next run, which is Super Mario. It's only Mario Tennis Power Tour by Siver, I guess.
Alright, I assume we are live by that?
We are indeed.
Alright, sweet. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Mario Tennis Power Tour. I'll just get my file ready to go. We have a 6-minute cutscene to start it off, so I have more than enough time to introduce the run during that. So yeah, if we're ready to start, then I can count it down. We can go on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, just some quick character creation stuff here. Okay. So the choices I made here really don't matter too much. I picked the boy, right hand, and I set the default name because it's just the fastest option to go through. And I set the difficulty to easy because that's the category we're running here today. Any percent singles easy. Alright. So, I guess we should talk about this game in general because, you know, this isn't your average Mario Tennis. Like, you might be familiar with Mario Power Tennis from the GameCube, or Mario Tennis Aces from the Switch. Right off the bat, this game's very, very different. Obviously, there's no Mario to be seen here, and it looks more like an RPG. So yeah, this game is actually a bit of a crossover between RPG and sports game. And if you've ever seen the game Golden Sun for the GBA, the people behind that game, Camelot, are actually also responsible for the Mario sports games, like Mario Tennis or Mario Golf. And just with this game specifically, it really shows, so yeah. Very similar art style, and you know, how the text boxes pop up and with the little emojis over their heads. So if you've seen that game ever, or played it yourself even, this is gonna look very familiar to you. So yeah, Camelot actually just straight up made an RPG out of this. Alright, so, I guess to just set the scene with what's going on here. So, we're a new player, just enrolled at the Royal Tennis Academy, and we're here to play tennis, obviously. So we're just getting shown around by our doubles partner Tina here, and just as we're about to hit the restaurant to get some food to get the day started, we kind of notice something off because the restaurant's like all empty. Which is usually this place is crammed, so we hear from the staff here that there's random people like going around challenging their coaches. Oh, hold on. Oh, ain't that a classic? Hold on, I might have to reboot my stream in a bit. Are we good now? It looks like just a little hiccup. Sorry for the technical difficulties, that would just obviously be the classic that I just start the run and everything goes wrong. This is fine, everyone.
What would a marathon be without tech issues?
Exactly. Don't panic. This is all part of the script.
Exactly.
Anyways, yeah, so we hear that there are some masked players going around challenging all the coaches and apparently just, like, absolutely wiping the floor with them. So we get a little curious because, you know, it's not every day that just some random players wearing masks just pop in and be like, yo, we're gonna challenge all of the coaches here. So, unfortunately, we missed the matches, so no shot at seeing some top-tier tennis. But we still are curious, like, who are these masked players? So we set out to find the headmaster and hopefully find out something more about these mysterious people. But as it turns out, we're also a little too late on that. Shouldn't have overslept, Max. So yeah, they're just telling us, yeah, if you want to know who these masked players are, sorry, they're already gone. Yeah, they basically just like, just a big discussion here. Hey, you should tell us, why would they wear masks and all that? But yeah, they're not gonna give us any information. However, as we're gonna be told, there is one way that we actually are able to find out who these masked players are. If we really want to know, we should just basically get good. That is what they're telling us. What we have to do is we should win the Island Open, which is basically the big tennis tournament in this universe, where all the good players come together. So yeah, I guess now we have a goal to work towards. So we shall do it, but faster than anyone ever before. So yeah, we got a little bit more cutscenes going on here. So I guess while that's still happening, I can talk about the basic idea of the run. Well, I guess before that I should talk about how you know, this is gonna go. So, the Royal Tennis Academy that we're enrolled in is divided into 3 classes, which is the juniors, seniors, and varsity from bottom to top. Obviously, since we're starting in juniors. And to be able to qualify for the Island Open, we have to be at least rank 2 in varsity, so at least the 2nd best player in the entire academy. So that's gonna be our goal. So yeah, with that being said, just the simple idea of the speedrun is that we're gonna be hopefully tricking the AI well enough that we're gonna be scoring a lot of service aces and a lot of return winners, which basically means if we're serving the ball, we want to just score right away without the opponent ever having a chance of being able to return the ball. Hold on, I need to pay attention real quick. Need to press no on that text prompt right there, otherwise it would funnel me into the doubles campaign, which is not what we're here for because, yeah, we're doing singles. So where was I? Well, anyways, since we're a junior, we should obviously go to the juniors court first, but we're actually gonna take a little detour here first and go to the seniors court instead. Because every time you enter a court for the first time, especially if you just enrolled into that class, you're gonna get the coach of that class coming up to you and be like, hey, how's it going? Welcome to the class. But in this case, since we're obviously not supposed to be here, the coach is just like, what are you doing here? You're a junior. And we're just like, we wanna watch. And she's like, okay. But this actually skips the cutscene that we would get if we would first graduate from juniors and then enter seniors. That cutscene is substantially longer, so we do that, and it saves a little bit of time in the long run. But yeah, now that we've done that, we can actually go where we're supposed to go, which is the juniors court. Alright, now I remember. So we want to score as many service aces and return winners as possible. Service aces being the score immediately achieved by a service, and return winner being the score that you get when you return a service and score with that. So yeah, basically the first time we touch a ball in an exchange, we want to have a point secured. And we're going to use a couple of different strategies to trick the AI to make that work. So first of all, I'm gonna go grab this little one up here to give myself a bit of a stat boost before the first match. Because right now our stats are non-existent, because we literally just started. And with those limited stats, so are our options on scoring return winners especially. Sophia over here is luckily really bad at returning services, so we don't have to worry about that. So as long as I score good services, we should be in the clear here. But for the return winners, I'm gonna have to do something a little strange looking. Alright, so I'm gonna align myself here and then dive towards the ball. That is a very consistent way of hitting the ball deep into the court, even with a lack of power. And that usually is a good way of scoring return winners. Wow, it's working really well right now. It's not super consistent, but it's the best thing you can do, basically. Wow, I got all 4. That's really good, actually. Oops. So, with Sophia specifically, we want to score 8 service aces, which is pretty easy to do, and at least 4 return winners. Because the way experience calculation works after each match, you get a bit of an added bonus for each service ace and return winner that you score. And if you score 8 service aces and at least 4 return winners, you get just enough experience that you get 3 level ups instead of 2. Which is a nice little boost that you can ride out for the next few matches. This is very much above average, by the way. 4 is just about the average that you expect from Sophia, so seeing 6 is very good, actually. Alright. So that's the first match down. While we're on the topic of stats, we're going to be focusing on power and control as our primary stats. Power obviously affecting the strength of our shots, and control affecting how deep into a court we can play a ball. And for secondary stats, we only focus on service and stroke. They're pretty self-explanatory. Alright, so now that we actually have a few levels going here, we get a few more options as on what to do. Mason, however, is a bit of a defensive prick, let's call him that. And our stats are still not that amazing, so scoring return winners is still a bit difficult, but the dive strat doesn't really work that well anymore, so I actually just recently found a somewhat consistent way of scoring against Mason, and it works really well against later matches especially, but yeah. Mason is very, very troublesome. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step close to the service line and then play a straight ball diagonal, like that. That is the most consistent way of scoring returns. This is actually working really nicely so far, wow. When the enemy steps out wide, it's maybe also a better option sometimes to play a passing shot instead, so just straight down the line. Depending on how the AI decides to move right after the service, this usually gives you a score. Unless they make a mad dash for the other side, then they'll be able to catch it. But that doesn't happen a lot. That's the good thing about easy difficulty. The AI tends to be somewhat potato brain. Wow, this is actually really good. This is an amazing start, wow. All 8 is definitely not guaranteed, even with that strat. That's very nice. I actually don't think I've ever seen a perfect Mason, so wow. That marathon luck coming in clutch. Alright. Rank 2. So Sophia and Mason are the trickier ones for sure, so getting out of those really nicely is actually good. So we're well on our way for a good start to a run. So Sasha is usually the least troublesome in juniors. A little detail about services. I'm trying to score nice services, which basically happens if you toss up the ball and then hit the ball at the apex of the toss. The ball actually gets a little extra speed to it, which can sometimes make the difference between service ace or not. So the more nice services I score, the better. Other than that, we're just going to use the same strat that we used against Mason. This is a really powerful strat early on, and we're going to be using it for most of Academy matches. So other than all of this, it's smooth sailing over here. We're juniors are getting destroyed over here. A thing that other runners sometimes do is they change the camera settings so the camera always sticks behind them. I just don't do that because it's extra menuing, but yeah, it's personal preference. Really doesn't make too much of a difference in the long run. Okay. So only one more match left to go for our junior session, and then we're already out of the first class. Okay. Guess another little detail to talk about is all the chords that we're going to be playing on, because we're not just going to be playing on this blue chord all the time. Oh, nice, I got first serviced, by the way. So, a weird little thing about the AI in this game. For some reason, the AI is like way more likely to return the first service than any other. So this is very likely going to be a case of Chris just returned my first service, but I'll score 7 service aces. That tends to happen quite a bit, actually. For some reason, the AI is just like really good with the first service and then just gives up. So yeah, I don't know why that happens, but it's just a weird thing. But yeah, anyways, we're going to be playing on different chords here. This chord is basically just for the juniors. And each different chord actually has different properties assigned to it in terms of ball speed and ball bounce. Oh wow, he made a mad dash for the other side. So this is the hard clay chord, I believe it's called in English. So on this chord, the ball speed is normal and the ball bounce is high. And these properties will change depending on the chord that we're playing on. Oh, hold on, I misdistributed. Okay. Had to correct there real quick. For easy difficulty, it doesn't make too much of a difference. But especially in the higher difficulties, based on like what chord you're playing on, you might have to adjust just different strategies. Alright, and that's it. We graduated from juniors, so onward to seniors. However, we can't just go to seniors right away, we have to take another detour, because even if we wanted to start with our seniors campaign right now, we can't because none of the players are actually there because they're all gone checking out the sick new training machine that they installed here. So this game, I don't know if Mario Power Tennis for the GameCube came first, or this one, but basically those two games introduced the concept of power shots, which are basically special moves that can either help you score, which would be an offensive power shot, or help you save a ball from long distance, which would be a defensive power shot. This is unfortunately required that we have to do this, so we're just going to be running the treadmill for a little. We're going to get the running save from this, which I don't really need, but it's not bad to have at least. Oops. There's not really a threat here of losing this. You can actually mash too fast, by the way, and fall off the top of the treadmill, and I didn't know that for the longest time. Pretty good meme to happen in a world record pace run. Ow, whatever. Alright. So we got the running safe. Alex comes over here to congratulate us on our incredible efforts of getting bonked on the head by a barrel. Thanks, buddy. Alright, and off we go. So now all the seniors are back on the court, so let's head back there as well and start with seniors matches.
In the meantime, can I say a few things?
Sure thing, go for it.
Alright, I just want to remind everybody that right after this run, we get the Ghost of Tsushima run, and we do have 2 bid wars for that run. The first bid war is Kill versus Bear, Lord Shimura, where we currently have 5 euros in for killing Lord Shimura and 0 euros for sparing Lord Shimura.
Wow.
So if you rather want to spare Lord Shimura, then get your donations in for that. We also have a bid war for the horse name choice. We've got 4 preset options, which are Sora, Nobu, Kaze, and Kage. I hope I didn't butcher those names too much. All names are currently at €0, so if you have a preferred horse name, then get your donations in for that. Just €1 can change a lot. And remember, they're all for a great cause.
Alright, so Gary over here is a bit douchey, but it's not too bad. Returned a couple of my strokes, so that's unfortunate, but it's alright. That's the bad thing about the Seniors Court. So the Seniors Court is a sand court, it has low ball speed and low ball bounce, and that low ball speed can sometimes make scoring return winners pretty difficult. And it's very notable, especially in the higher difficulties. You have to employ some interesting strategies. But yeah. For the most part, we're just going to be doing the exact same that we've done in the juniors matches, which is just strong services and the diagonal returns. I guess if you got any more to read, you still got time.
I do not have any donations currently, but I can tell you what exactly you are currently watching. You are watching the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering. We are organizing bi-monthly gatherings in the Benelux countries for speedrunners. Due to the situation surrounding COVID-19, we're currently doing our events online for the time being, but I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have some more on-site events again once the whole COVID-19 situation is resolved.
I hope so.
These events feature streamers not only from the Benelux countries, but also from the rest of the world, and we're all here to bring you entertainment during the lockdown.
Alright, so yeah. Once again, Kyoko returned my first service, and probably is just gonna get service aced for the rest. Again, just AI being weird. He also actually returned one of my returns, which is not good. Oh well. Guess not everything can go well after I got that super sick start. Okay. Okay, so up until this point, our opponents did not have any power shots. This is going to change with the next one, so Roy is actually going to be our first opponent that could throw a power shot or two our way. It shouldn't happen, because generally you don't get locked in longer ball exchanges with Roy, which is the point where you have to worry about a power shot, but yeah. Just putting that out there. So as I've already mentioned, there's two types of power shot, an offensive and a defensive. Defensive power shot obviously kind of sucks if he robs us from a score, but the offensive power shots can also be something to worry about, because while they are also, you know, just stronger shots in general, or have like weird effects to them. Oh my god, I got first serviced again. Good meme. But yeah, while they are stronger shots essentially, they also have side effects to them if we do manage to return them. And that can range from being anything between getting knocked back, losing control of your character. That was his defensive shot right there. Oh my god. Roy, please. But yeah, that can range from a few effects like knockback, losing control, getting stunned. Basically bad things that we generally don't want to happen. But there's actually a way to work around that. If you return the offensive power shot with a defensive power shot yourself, that basically negates the effect. So I basically want to hold on to my defensive power shot, and whenever I may have to tank one of those, I'll just fire up my own. Actually gotta be careful that I don't step too close to the service line here, because I do have to wait for the ball to actually bounce before I return it. Basic tennis rules. Okay. Bit bumpy, but that's okay. Alright, so up next is the rank 1 of seniors, Emmy. Now, Emmy is a special case. She's got pretty strong defensive capabilities. She can be a pain to deal with, especially in the higher difficulties. This is the first really tricky match. So, our regular diagonal returns that we've done so far, they do work, but really not that consistent anymore. Like, you've seen me score at least 6 or 7 returns per match. That's not as easy with Emmy here. She's very, very good. So, I'm actually going to be using a different strat for this match specifically. Instead of just the straight balls that we've played, we're actually going to be applying spin to these balls, and hopefully get an advantage that way. So wherever applicable, I'm hopefully gonna score Topspin Returns. There we go. Also, yeah, Emmy actually returning services is not too weird, so... yeah, that's not gonna be the last one she returns. Told ya. Alright, so I'm actually gonna stay where I'm at. Okay, that's perfect. Oh my god. But yeah, even if I do everything correct, there's still a good chance she's just gonna slam the ball back my way. That's just how it goes. Yeah. It's just Emmy being good. And the slow ball speed of this court further hindering me. Pretty good, 6 service aces. Nice. Ah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tank one of those, but that's fine. That's what we have our defensive shot for. That was close to the net. Oh my god, she's playing close to the net. If like a ball just barely flies over the net, it's hard to like return it strong. Because you actually have to get the ball over the net. Thank god her AI derped there. So yeah, nothing out of the ordinary with Emmy. That's just legitimately a match that can give you a bit of difficulty. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is easy difficulty, so she still got owned. Just a little bit slower than the rest. Alright, that's the end of seniors. So we're now in the top class of the academy, varsity. And for once we actually don't have to take a detour, we can head right in. Unfortunately, we're gonna be stopped right away because... yeah, Emmy feels the need to, you know, just introduce us to everyone, so we got a bit of downtime here.
Alright, then let me use that downtime to talk a bit again.
Alright.
I just quickly want to thank ESA for supporting the event and for allowing us to stream on their channel. And for more information about their upcoming events and any changes due to the COVID-19 outbreak, be sure to check out esamarathon.com, and you can even use your free monthly Prime Gaming subscription right here on the ESA channel, and you will get access to all the ESA emotes, as well as several BSG emotes, and you get to support both the events. So, if that doesn't sound great, then, I don't know, then I guess put some money towards those Ghost of Tsushima incentives I was talking about earlier, because, yeah, there is still a lot that can go that can go a long way during those incentives. We're still at €0 in total for the horse naming incentive, and no changes in the killing or sparing Lord Shimura, and we're still €5 ahead for killing Lord Shimura. So if there is anything you want to change about that, then do make sure to get your donations in. There is not much time left anymore. Another, let's say, 45 minutes for that, but that's not that long anymore.
Yeah.
Keep your donations coming.
Time flies when you're having fun. Which I hope you guys are. Because otherwise I'd be doing a bad job here. Anyways, so yeah, Emmy is just showing us around, introducing us to everyone here. The blue-haired dude right next to me, that's Elroy. He's the captain, basically the best player of the academy, rank 1 of varsity. There was actually an incentive for this guy, which I believe did get met. So the Elroy match in varsity is actually optional, because we only have to be at least rank 2 to qualify for the Island Open. But the game does give you the option to still play against Elroy before you head to the Island Open, which doesn't really change anything, but it gives you an extra match. And Elroy is actually really difficult. And he's still gonna get steamrolled because it's easy. But in the harder difficulties, Elroy is a nightmare of a player to go up against, especially in technical. Ugh. But yeah. And in a regular run, we would just play up to rank 2 Whisker. And then after that, the coach would just ask us, hey, you still want to go for rank 1? And then we're just like, nope. And he's just like, okay, I guess we're going. Alright. On with the matches. First up is Paula. So, this chord here has an interesting property. It has very high ball speed, actually. Which makes our current strat of returns a bit void. Because since the balls fly a lot faster on this court, if we would step close to the service line, we wouldn't have as much time to charge up for a strong return. So I'm not gonna step forward as much here. Like, I'm just gonna nudge the D-pad a little bit, and then proceed to do diagonal returns. Paula is a speedy type. Oh, wow, I blundered that. That was purely my fault. Paula is a speedy type. She's got good defensive capabilities as well. So we might see a few returns here. Ooh, barely. If you ignore the fact that Paula scored against me once, that was pretty good. Okay. Okay, up next is Tori. Tori has a bit of an interesting thing going for her. She can hit me with some pretty stupid returns at times. So there's a chance she's gonna dive for some of my services, which will cause them to fly deep into my chord without ever touching the ground. Which is really problematic, because in most cases you wanna hit a ball back before it hits the ground, because that way you have more time to charge up a powerful shot, and because I put so much points into both serve and stroke, actually, my volley stat suffers from that. So, when possible, I want to avoid playing volley. Ooh, that was an interesting service. It's going well so far. Nice. Clean Tory incoming? Don't see those every day. Especially because of that first service jank that I've mentioned earlier. Tory is definitely big on that. Well, I guess that's clean. You'll love to see it. Sweet. Alright, Whiskers next. So Whiskers a power type. He's not specifically good on the defense, so we should have not much to worry about here. It's usually the match that goes the smoothest. But of course, now that I said that, things will go horribly wrong. But now that I've said that, things will not go horribly wrong. It's all about that reverse psychology. See? No problem. I'm actually gonna stay back where I am instead of stepping forward. Because of Whisker being a power type, the shots reach me faster and I don't get nearly as much time to charge up a good shot. So staying where I am is actually the better option in this case. Nice. Oof. Yeah, that was a passing shot for sure. Cool! Dominating. That was very nice. Alright, so, we got a bit of extra content here. I usually don't play Elroy here. But hey, I won't complain about extra stats. So yeah, usually I hit no on that text prompt, but here we are. Okay. So I actually haven't played Elroy in Varsity, like, in a while, so I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm assuming he's gonna be about the same as an Island Open. Oof. Yeah, seems those returns are working well here. Okay. Very nice. One day I'll bring. Oh, he actually returned to service. I wasn't ready for that. I was just about to trash talk him. He immediately denied me of that. The game listens. Alright. Where am I gonna put my extra points now? I guess like that. Just did a 1-1-2-0. Later down the line, having stronger services is gonna be more important. Because, like, towards the start of the game, you'll have less trouble with service aces, but, like, later down the line, you're gonna have less trouble with returns, so... If I have the extra points in service, that might mitigate some of that. Alright, that's the academy part of the game done. Now that we're the best of the best in our school, it's time to show the other schools who's boss. So, off to the Island Open it is. So basically how the Island Open works, it's obviously a big tournament where all the 4 tennis schools around the place take part in. So Academy is one of them, the other 3 are Union, Empire, and Factory. And for singles, it's going to be a tournament of 12 players, which the game for some reason is really bad at telegraphing, because it's like, oh, if you want to go to Island Open, you gotta be at least rank 2. But guess what? Whisker, who's currently rank 3, is going to be there as well, because with 12 players in 4 schools, quick maths, every school gets to send in 3 players. I don't know why the game is like, oh, you gotta be rank 2. But hey, whatever. But yeah, beating Elroy or not beating Elroy doesn't make a difference on like how the rest of the game plays out. We're still gonna land in the same place in the bracket.
If we get some time, I do have a donation.
Well, then go for it.
Alright, I got a 25 euro donation by Baron von Scrub saying, I'm hooked to this Mario Tennis run. Let's go.
Yahoo!
And they are putting their money towards Squirtle as the Charizard name for the Pokemon Reverse Badge Order run, which is gonna be happening tomorrow. Yeah, so we now have 25 euros for Squirtle for that.
Good stuff. I'm definitely gonna have to catch that Reverse Badge Order run. I've seen like one run of Pokemon Red and Blue at a marathon that was like BSG Annual 2018. And it had a glitch exhibition following it, and I knew the game was busted, but holy wow. It's something, alright. I believe we have a donation incentive for a glitch exhibition for this one as well, actually. Correct me on that if I'm wrong.
Give me a minute. Nope, I do nothing haven't. I have nothing in the tracker.
Yeah, that's a shame. But yeah, if you ever if you don't know just how...
Actually, never mind, I do. I just can't read.
Let's go. Yeah, I was like, I'm sure I saw something like that.
Yeah, and we did already match that.
Yo, nice. Yeah, if you have no idea just how busted Pokemon Red and Blue are, then I definitely recommend watching that glitch exhibition. It's something. Alright. So we are here on the island. Got a little bit of more cutscenes before we actually head into our first match. So yeah, with the way a bracket system works with 12 players is that 4 players are going to get a bye for the first round, which basically means they don't have to play in the first round and just immediately go into the second round. We just being a newcomer, unfortunately don't get the luxury of that because that's reserved to, like, all the players that already did well in the last year, but last year we didn't even pick up tennis. And yet we're gonna dominate everyone. So yeah, we're gonna have to play 4 matches. So, in between each match, we're gonna have to always come back to our school's cottage, where the headmaster's assistant, Samantha, is gonna be waiting for us. And every time we enter, she's gonna ask us, like, if we wanna get some rest in. And every time we wanna say no, because every time I say yes, it would throw me out of the game back into the main menu. So, very important that I think of that. It would basically be a way to save, but the game auto-saves after every match anyway, so... And, I mean, this is easy difficulty. There's not really anything that can go wrong here. So, yeah, we don't need that extra save. So, before we get to actually get into the match, our doubles partner Tina goes and scoops us up here and tells us about the great, uninteresting chord that is chord D that we're gonna be playing on. She basically tells us, hey, you're so lucky that you get to play on chord D. No one interesting plays on this chord. Thanks, Tina. Yeah, we also have to check the bracket here to trigger this cutscene with Whisker, who tells us, like, hey, I'm here as well. Sucks for you that you had to get at least rank 2. I got beat and still get to be here. Yeah. Little more conversation, chatter between Academy boys and Tori. Just a little more. Alright. Elroy is all super confident, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna win this tournament, and no one's gonna stop me. He basically only, like, cares about his own victory, and that kind of sets Whisker off, and is like, what is he, who does he think he is? Basically interprets it as, they want us to lose. And he's not having any of that. Neither do we! That's why we're gonna win. Alright, so, finally we're gonna get to play more tennis. Feels like it's been ages. Almost 10 minutes, for that matter. Actually, that's a lie. Like 8, probably. So, our first opponent is gonna be Barb from the Empire. She's a speedy type, I believe? Won't hinder us too much, though, hopefully. So things work a little different here on the Island Open. We're playing on a grass court, which has high ball speed and low ball bounce. So balls are still gonna go Neum. But instead of a best of 3 sets, it's also now a best of 5 sets. So we have to win at least 3 sets. So the matches are a little longer, but whatever. This is also where the AI really starts ramping up in difficulty, which is not that notable in easy, because our growing stats basically make up for that. But yeah, in the higher difficulties, especially when you're playing casually, you can definitely hit some roadblocks here. For a few more matches, we're going to be sticking to our straight return strategy, but that's going to become void soon. One thing that I'm also going to be doing, since I'm not going to be moving from my spot anymore for these returns, is before the opponent hits their service, I'm going to still press the button to basically hit the ball, even though I don't have any ball to hit here. What that does is it starts a taunt, and if I'm able to successfully get a taunt through before the enemy actually gets a ball to me, that lowers their power shot charge bar. So yeah, just to kind of keep them in check and prevent them from hitting their power shots early, I'm just gonna taunt whenever possible. Very nice. Alright, 1 down, 3 more to go. So, next up is Sass. He's a power type, so not that great on the defensive front. However, there's one nasty thing about Sass, and that is his offensive power shot, Flying Shot. So, Flying Shot has a bit of an oddity to it. Even though it is an offensive power shot, it has some defensive reach to it. Because of the animation, it basically allows Sass to trigger his offensive power shot even if a ball is like behind him, because the animation basically starts with him hopping up in the air and he just kind of like jumps backwards if that happens. So yeah, he could still catch a ball like if he missed it and hit back hard, so I gotta be ready for that. Flying Shot in general is also a very dangerous one because it has a very strong knockback to it. So I definitely want to have my defensive at the ready if that happens. Aw. There was a decent chance that he could actually get a power shot in there and get his running save going. Luckily, that didn't happen. Ah. Try that again. There, it worked. You can do services like that too, but it's like a little inconsistent. It would just theoretically be faster to do these services, but I haven't figured out a way to make them consistent yet, but it would be a pretty good meme. Just wanted to squeeze one in there. Alright, one more set. Pretty good. Yeah. Still pretty good. I believe that's 11 service aces and 10 returns. Yeah. Very, very decent for sure. Okay. So, up next is Elroy, who we have already played in Varsity, so technically we've already proven that we're better than him. He's a bit terrifying though, because he's gotten a bit stronger himself. So, Elroy works a bit differently. This is the point basically where our diagonal returns, they're still good, but there's an even better type of return that we can do now. And we've already used that strat against Emmy, so we're going to be applying the Topspin Returns again whenever it becomes handy for us. And the way you basically decide like if you want to play a topspin or a slice is dependent on like does it go on your strong hand or on your offhand. Like which way do you want the ball to bounce? It's a bit complicated to explain just like this, but if you want to know the technicalities behind it, the game has a training course where all of these mechanics are explained pretty nicely. It's just like a thing of like having to train your brain to like use the correct spins for the appropriate situation, which I already do for the services, by the way. I don't think I've mentioned that before. So from this position I want to always play a topspin because it bounces inwards. And from this position, a slice is better. You can also mix in like straight services every now and then. They also tend to work well. Pretty good. Also, yeah, Elroy is actually good at returning services, so this is also the point of the run where, you know, services start to get a little weaker, which is why I put the extra points that I got from the first Elroy match into service. Pretty nice. Uh-oh. Yeah. So, Blizzard Shot is very scary. Good thing I have my defensive, and I scored with it. Let's go. So, Blizzard Shot, on top of having high knockback, it also freezes you in place. So, you get knocked to the back of the arena, and you're frozen. And if Elroy makes good use of that, he basically gets a free score. It's not fun. Nice. 11 returners is very much above average, and that just shows how effective this strat is. Very nice. Alright. One more, and we're the champions. So, last match of the tournament is going to be against Willy from Factory. Coincidentally, also a noob like us. But he's pretty strong. He defeated the champion from last year, so he's not there just because he lucked out. So Willy is a bit of a special case. What makes Willy special is he's a tactical player. There's not a lot of these in the game. And tactical players, they have a very high spin stat, which basically means their balls like fly in absurd curves. And yeah, Willy is an extreme scenario. These extreme curves, like, if Willy uses them well, positions himself good on a service, and then plays the correct spin deep into my chord, he has a very, very free ticket of getting a service ace against me, so I'm going to have to be extra careful with what Willy is doing, and adjust accordingly, so I might have to abandon hope on some return winners here in favor of safety. It doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, it's just devastating. This is what it must feel like to be a CPU in this game. Just getting brutal service aced. Yeah, you can already tell that little curve the ball's flying there. Okay, so far no dangerous ones. You'll be able to tell when he plays a dangerous one. It's pretty obvious. I'm like already preemptively stepping forward a little. Because it can also happen if he's playing from the neutral position. I've gotten service stays from the neutral position before. I've learned my lesson with this guy. Okay, that was a wide step, but he didn't play deep. And that was just a straight service. It doesn't look like we're going to be seeing any evil services here. Which is nice. played the wrong spin there. Am I getting all 12 return winners? That's actually nice. You'll love to see it. Good stuff. All right. So we did it. We won the Island Open. We are officially the best tennis player around. The game isn't over just yet, though. So remember this whole, like, masked player scenario at the very start of the game? And how Alex and the headmaster promised us that if we go in the Island Open, we can find out who these masked players are? Well, I guess it's time to find out. They wouldn't break a promise now, would they? Right. We got a little bit of downtime here, so one final chance if you got some stuff to read out, or you just want to talk about the amazing charity that we're supporting here, now is the time.
I do not have any donations, unfortunately. But yeah, keep in mind, Ghost of Tsushima. I cannot talk anymore.
It's okay. We're all getting a little tired over here.
Tsushima is coming up next, and we do have the big one, Bit Wars for it. Oh my lord, we do have the Bit Wars for it, and yeah, nothing much has changed. Kill Lord Shimura still in lead, and we still have no horse name. Terrible, guys. We need at least €1 for a horse name. You can't just let it end in a 0 tie. Like, seriously, we need a horse name. Just come on, €1 for a horse name. And yeah, it all goes towards a great charity. All goes towards minds who are helping with mental health issues, and yeah, let me just read some of my stuff in here. In every region of the world, mental disorders surpass 10% of the population, and governments seem to lack momentum in reducing the burden of mental health problems, as only 55% have mental health awareness and only 8% have suicide prevention plans. And organizations like Mind really help raise awareness to these issues, helping us to get one step closer to a world where everyone gets the help they need. And yeah, if you I think we all know people that have or might not, or maybe even yourself have suffered from these mental health issues, and they really are they really are devastating, and I think this is a great charity to help out.
Unfortunately, way too common.
Mental health issues. So yeah, please consider donating.
Alright. Hey, by the way, Mario is in this game. He shows up in the last 10% of the game. He's basically post-game content. Ain't that amazing? So, these masked players were actually Mario and the crew. And they were waiting for, you know, the best player around. And since we are now officially the best player, as we have won the Island Open and have proven our worth, we get to play tennis with Mario. So, we're invited over to Mario World, where we get to play in the Peach Tournament. So, we got 3 more matches left here. We're going to be playing Peach, Bowser, and Mario in this order. So Peach is actually the hardest match in easy difficulty, I'd say. Peach, once again, is one of those characters that just has amazing defensive capabilities. We could play, like, the sickest returns here, and she'd just negate, like, half of them. That's just how it goes. On top of that, she has some pretty nasty power shots that we also want to avoid. It's just not that great. But luckily, the Topspin Return strats that I've recently adapted into easy difficulty, they also work well against Peach, but yeah, still not reliable. Also, we got a bit of an RNG check here. Yeah, that guy can block the road with random movement. It's a little bit of a dingus. Doesn't he know we have an important appointment here? Tennis is serious business. Alright. We just have a little bit of trash talk going on here. Coming from Bowser. But yeah. Things are gonna get settled and the tournament can go on. Let's go. Also shoutouts to Super Mario Sunshine with all the Piantas around here. Oh wow, I actually scored the first service, that's rare. Didn't score the second one though. Ah, yeah. Against basically any other player, that return right there would have been a return winner. It sometimes works against Peach, but yeah. Not every time. If her AI is fast enough, then it's just over. Oh, I actually reacted very well to that. I was ready to throw a diagonal, but with a topspin it was actually better to do a passing shot in that scenario, just because she played on my offhand. Didn't matter either way. Eight service aces is pretty good. The average is like around 6, actually. Pretty solid Peach. Can't complain. Ah. I guess I can't complain a little. Okay, Bowser's up next. He's a power type, obviously. But strangely enough, the Topspin Returns don't work too well against him, so I'm actually gonna revert back to my diagonal straight balls. For some reason, he's also like the best character in the Peach tournament when it comes to returning services. I guess being big does that, covering like half of the field. So yeah. We're basically as good as done here. It should be smooth sailing from now. Funnily enough, the way I figured out, like, that Bowser with Bowser it's actually better to do these straight returns, is I originally did straight returns for all the matches. Then I adapted the topspin strategy from, like, higher difficulties, where players have already done that, and implemented it into easy. And happened to realize that a couple of matches went a little easier with that. But then I started struggling with Bowser, which is not a match that you usually struggle with. So I figured it must have been because of the returns, and yeah. That was, in fact, the thing that caused it. I don't know why certain things work better against certain characters and, like, not against others. Just weird AI things. Well, yeah, 12 return winners speaks for itself. Okay. Time for the final match against Mario, fittingly.
Do we have some time for some quick donations?
Sure, go for it.
Match? Alright, I've got 2 donations in here. I've got a $10 donation by Double Dragon saying donate for Horsey, and a €20 donation by Super Chickens 1 saying always loved playing Mario Tennis Power Tour and can't wait for Ghost of Tsushima. Now, let me take a look at the standings in here, because something has changed in here. We've now got some action going on in the horse name choice bit more. We now have €10 in for Sora and €20 in for Kaze. So if you want the horse to be named Kaze, then you've done everything correctly. But if you wanted horse to be named Sora, then you need to get some more. Then you need to get some more donations in.
Yeah, and quick, this run's about to be over.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
yep. Or alternatively, you can also name the. You can also name the horse. The horse. Yes, the horse. That's what I was looking for. The horse, Nobu or Kage. That requires you an additional €20. But yeah, get your donations in for that. You don't have much time left.
Yeah.
The run is almost about to end.
Thanks for talking about the easiest match of Peach Tournament, by the way. Mario is actually such a pushover, it's sad. Alright, so time's gonna be once I do the final input on the stat distribution after Mario, so you can get ready on that. We're gonna be there very soon. Oh wow, he actually returned a shot. The rare skill. But that's that. Alright, get ready on time. Oh, I guess I'm giving some experience to Tina as well. And time.
GG.
Alright. That was pretty good considering I did an extra match. Hey. Alright, so that was Mario Tennis Power Tour. Hope you enjoyed the run. It's a very fun game. I have very fond memories of this as a child, so I just recently started picking it up and I'm having so much fun with this game again, so yeah. If you want to get into the game, I can definitely recommend starting with this category. It's pretty straightforward for the most part, very beginner friendly, I'd say. So yeah. If you are interested in getting into this game, and you want a little bit of advice, or you just want to hang out with the rest of the community, there's a general Discord for all Mario Tennis speedruns, which you should be able to find by going to the board for Mario Tennis Power Tour and just looking for the Discord link somewhere there. So yeah, if you got any questions, feel free to hit any of the runners up. We'll be happy to get you set in.
Alright.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Siver, for that awesome Mario Tennis Power Tour run.
Thanks for having me.
Coming up next, we've got Ghost of Tsushima, any percent NG plus lethal, run by Ashma. That unfortunately already concludes my hosting shift. I will be giving it over to the next host. Make sure to stay tuned for the Ghost of Tsushima run. We'll be right back after a quick intermission with some ads.